Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 26. It may be a little quiet right now, but that's because I am
Looking for music.
finding the music, baby. We're here. It's episode 26, and the midterm elections for 2022 are happening tonight. It's election night. Maybe you got your early vote in, your absentee ballot in. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you stood in line today and got your vote in. We're going to see what happens. Red Wave question mark is what I titled the show, and we're looking at it live happening right now. A lot of things going down, not just politically. My God, I'm staring at my tabs here that I've got open, and we've got sports news for days. So hopefully we can pack it all in. The time we've got here, we've got all night, really. Whatever. So Nate, hope you're ready, my friend, for another episode of Mostly.
Of course.
Oh! And there it is in North Carolina. Ted Budd overtakes Cherry Beasley. Oh, that's a big one. Folks, it's getting real. I'm here. I'm a Georgia resident, and I'm watching Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock essentially tied right now. And when I say essentially, I'm not playing with words like a lot of people do. Like it's actually a 5% difference, but I'm trying to make it seem closer. No, it is, according to ABC News, as I'm watching right now live, it is 49.1% for Warnock, 49% for Walker. It is as close as it can get right now. You're probably looking at a runoff here in Georgia. This is going to go into December to see who wins the Senate seat here in Georgia, opposite of John Ossoff, the Democratic other senator here in Georgia. Underneath what looks like it's going to be Brian Kemp as the governor. And boy, oh boy, what a night in politics, Nate. I know you're over there. Abbott's got everything wrapped up. He's good to go.
Abbott's good. He's good over here. He's not.
Beto, he's probably doing God knows what, God knows where. Myra Flores, is she in Texas or Florida? I think she's a Texas girl, right?
Who?
Myra Flores? I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth so early in the show. Anyway, I tell you, we got some comments here. What do we got? TJ's in the house. JETS, Jets. You know it, dude. Talk about
you have a lot to celebrate. You have a lot to celebrate about.
Man, I was so wrong. Jets were in my bottom 5 teams going into next year. They're 5-3?
They're 6-3.
6-3.
Yeah.
Second in the division.
Yeah, that was a big win for them on Sunday.
Oh, Nate, you did? That's embarrassing.
I'd rather shit my hands and clap and jump in a bed of razors with lemon juice.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of things going on, guys. As far as the midterm elections go right now, let's just get to it. It's right up here on the screen for me. As I said, Warnock and Walker are essentially tied here in Georgia. J.D. Vance, the guy from that movie, the book that he wrote, whatever he did there, Redneck something, is he's beating Tim Ryan right now in Ohio. So that's big. Dr. Oz, there's so much percent vote in, like him and Fetterman. That seems like it's going to start closing the gap soon. But
Greg Abbott is smoking Beto right now. It's 53.6 to 45.1.
Okay. In Florida, they already called it for DeSantis and Rubio.
Of course. They're not. Come on. They're not going anywhere.
I'm very interested in New York. I don't know what the numbers are right now between Hochul.
Hold on. I have it. Hold on. I have that pulled up right now. Hold on. You said New York?
Yeah.
It's blue with Carlos.
No, I know. But, I mean, it seemed like it was going to be close between Zeldin
and that's governors, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she was the lieutenant governor who just happened to step in after former disgraced governor Andrew Cuomo was resigned amidst all the scandals sexually and COVID related.
Yeah, currently right now, yes, God damn, she beat his ass. It's 63-8 to 36-2.
Okay.
He ain't have a chance.
Well, we'll see. I don't know how much the percent of the vote is in, so we'll see there.
Yeah, it doesn't really say how much of the percent is in, but yeah, it said Herschel Walker's up 49.2 now, and they're reporting 67%.
Woo! Folks, I honestly, Nate's probably the same way. I don't know. I think you probably lean a certain way, but we're both, I feel like, would label
I
ourselves
don't
as
lean a
independent.
certain way. I
Would
go
you
with
call
what
yourself an
makes sense,
independent?
huh?
Would you call yourself an independent?
Uh, Give or take, but I go with what makes sense. I pay attention to things, and I'm not stupid. Okay, that's the one thing I'm not. I'm not stupid. So when I see people like Beto O'Rourke, everybody knows he's not good. He wouldn't be good for Texas. He gets in the office, it's a done deal. Okay, everybody knows that he's not good for Texas. You know, so I pay attention. I pay attention
He
to
seems
certain
like
things.
the
I don't.
most genuine guy. He's definitely he's like the Gavin Newsom of Texas.
Yeah, yeah. We know how that guy turned out. I personally, I don't do things based on my skin color because it's stupid. It's really stupid and ignorant to do so. I pay attention to things, and everybody say, "Well, Greg Abbott's bad for Texas." He may be, but you know what? I have my gun. I get to have that for. I don't have to have a license for that. I get to do a lot of things, and there's no state tax. We get a Democratic governor. We definitely get a state tax. They're gonna tax the shit out of us. So, but I
Dude,
think Texas is
you
gonna
know,
stay red for a very long time.
and honestly, I mean, I'm not going to try to turn this into some sort of educational history show, but the idea of an income tax is ridiculous. The income tax was like from the freaking World War One. I'm probably sound stupid with that. It's probably even sooner, but like the whole Fed, the whole income tax, the whole thing. I mean, the idea that there's only two parties, there should be way more parties. The whole Citizens United thing and all this dark money in politics was a huge mistake. So we need to just get back to the point where there's plenty of parties, plenty of options, plenty of really good options. Not this. I mean, honestly, it's fun to troll and be like, "Oh, ha ha ha, Herschel Walker," but come on now. Like, honestly, if you've seen the guy, if you've seen the stories, right? We already know he's like threatened to kill his wife. His son hates him. He posted on social media all the time, like says he's a fraud. So you've got him versus like a reverend who may or may not have ran over his wife's foot in a car, and all the nonsense with him. Like these are the best two candidates. I mean, come on, we've got to get back to a point where normal people who represent like everyday folk.
Yeah, those are the people that get ignored though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it looks like the Senate is 39-40.
And this is another thing. You've got on ABC News, Chris Christie sitting here looking like Jabba the Hutt, just an absolute gross human being inside and out. And, I'm being judgmental for how he looks on the outside, but this is a guy who during the pandemic was sitting his flabby ass out there on the New Jersey shore or whatever when everyone else was supposed to be inside on lockdowns. He was out there taking advantage, getting a tan all over his big man tits and whatnot. Like this guy's awful. New Jersey had the whole traffic scandal that he was a part of. He's got relations to Jared Kushner and Jared Kushner's dad and getting him set up with, being arrested. Like the idea that this guy is on ABC News right now breaking down the elections tells you everything you need to know about mainstream media. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to say it's crazy. Take a drink every time I say it's crazy, folks, and you're going to be drunk by the end of the show. And then you got this David Muir. This is another thing that's hilarious about this ABC News. So there's two desks set up next to each other. You've got like three people at a desk and then four people at a different desk. And then there's three different screens with three people just standing there in front of these screens so that they can show you a live map, long COVID. So they can show you a live map at any particular time. And for some reason, David Muir has to get up from his seat at the desk and walk over to the people at the screen rather than just have the camera pan over to them. He's got to be a part of the shot. He's got to be a part of it. Like I love the narcissism and everything that comes with like a news segment like this.
You gotta love that.
And like you were talking about, we talked about it before the show. I told Nate like the racism in this country pops about most during election season. Whenever all these political pundits, who whether or not they are doing it intentionally, they might claim to be a liberal or claim to be this. Oh, I'm colorblind. I'm this. I'm that. And then all of a sudden they start talking about the black vote or the Hispanic vote, or let's talk about uneducated white working class. Like all these different ways to segment and divide the way we vote by color is absurd. I've heard it in Georgia since the voting season started. Black people need to show up for Stacey Abrams, and the whole thing is fucking
They
ridiculous.
don't like her. You can't force feed me something that I don't like. Yeah, Herschel Walker's probably gonna win this one, buddy.
Oh damn!
It's 49. It's 49-3 to 48-8. Like,
he has to get above 50%, otherwise it'll be a runoff. So we'll see how that goes.
I think he might get above. I think he might get above there. He's only 0.7% away from 50.
Okay.
The other guy dropped down. He's about probably like 1.5.
And I don't know what was going on earlier in Maricopa County, Arizona. They were saying they were having problems at some voting stations. And, I mean,
here we go again.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
What's going on?
Again, we doing this because didn't it start in Arizona last year with the elections?
I mean, they definitely had a lot of audits and things go down over there for sure. A lot of hootenanny, a lot of
definitely a lot of hootenanny.
Yeah, hootenanny. I probably didn't use that right.
I know someone's gonna try something. They're gonna realize like, oh shit, we can't. Cause I think they said Biden was like, well, it's gonna take days. Why the fuck is it gonna take days to get this shit to be an overnight thing? Listen, we hire you bastards to count these votes. Y'all not leaving till these votes are counted. Don't care if it's midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna count these votes, and once they're done, then you can go home.
And don't get me wrong. I do think voting should be convenient. I'm not totally against like absentee ballots and a necessary mail-in ballot. But this, first of all, voting should be a national holiday. Like people should have the day off to go vote. That should be number one.
I agree.
If it's such a big, if democracy is on the line, I shouldn't have to take time off my shift to go make sure democracy gets saved. You know what I'm saying? So that should be number one. Number two, shit, now I forgot. But anyway, it's like people who, the absentee thing, and it's like I didn't want to stand in line to vote, but I'll stand in line to get groceries. That still pisses me off during the whole pandemic. All the different rules we made with that. And then in Arizona, it's like you've got this woman, Kyrie Lake, going for, I believe it's Senate, and Kelly is the governor. But anyway, it's Kyrie Lake versus Katie Hobbs. Talk about another situation. It's just like Georgia, dude. Two candidates. I mean, I like Kyrie Lake. I like her sense of humor. I like that she knows how to play the camera, and she's funny, and she is yeah, like Obama said, she has good lighting. She really does have good lighting. I mean, I can't hold that against her at all. She has, every time she shows up on her podcast or in an interview, she has great lighting.
She's losing right now, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's 44-55.
Wow. Yeah. To a woman in Katie Hobbs who wouldn't even debate her. That is nuts. See, that's the thing. You have one candidate who wouldn't even show up for a debate, and the other candidate who kisses Trump's ass, and she's, I don't know. Is she the right choice? No. But this is what people have to choose right now. It's like the left has done so much damage to themselves that all these people in the middle are like, well, that's crazy. I guess I'll go over here for now and see what happens. And the right's not the answer. The right's not the answer. They're the same warmongering, tax collecting jerks that the lefts are. They just present it in a different way.
Yep. Was it? Nothing different.
That's the problem. We need more parties. We need money out of politics.
That's never going to happen.
I know.
It's never going to happen. I would get into politics, just become a corrupt politician, just so I can rake in and then retire.
I don't mean money out of politics. Obviously you should make money as a politician.
That's what I do. I would get in, get a bunch of payouts, buyouts, and then retire. I got enough money. I'm retired. Ain't nothing you can do. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, you get in, you tell everyone what they want to hear.
Yeah, like everyone else.
And then you get out and you're like, you know what? Missiles and rockets are pretty sweet. Have you guys heard about Northrop Grumman? Have you guys heard of Raytheon? These guys are doing good stuff over here. So yeah, that's that part of it. We do have some sports stuff.
I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I don't know which one you're gonna put up first, but
hit me.
This whole Kyrie thing has just been bothering me all week.
Okay.
It has, because I'm looking at it like this, based on everything that's happened with Kyrie. I don't get it. With all the fucked up racist shit that's happened in the league, the fact that this man, just like Kanye West, spoke out against the people. Now he's being crucified.
The people of Judaic background.
Honestly, I don't know what the fuck they're so like. I get it. They control pretty much everything. They control the media. They control everything. So
the JM.
But the fact that this man has to go through a 6-step process just to get reinstated to his team, no, go fuck yourself. No. All this shit y'all allow to happen, all the bullshit that y'all see, and I say one thing about Jewish people, and then it's a problem. Nah, go fuck yourself. Nah, you kiss my ass on that one. You can 100% kiss my ass on that one.
So let me read this story we got pulled up here, and then we'll get into the conditions that he had to meet. This one is from Newsday.com. Net star Kyrie Irving's meeting with Adam Silver reportedly, quote, productive. From Barbara Baker. Kyrie Irving met with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver Tuesday morning, a source with knowledge of the meeting told Newsday. The Athletics' Shams Charania reported, it's not always me, okay? I can read. It's just
these fucking names.
These words. Yeah, come on. Give me a break. Reported that it was a productive and understanding visit that paved the way for the suspended guard to return to play for the Nets. The Nets suspended Irving for at least 5 games without pay on Thursday, saying he was, quote, unfit to be associated with, the team because he had declined to say whether he had anti-Semitic views or apologize for posting a link on Twitter to a film with hateful claims about the Jewish people. Irving had declined to apologize despite a fierce week-long backlash, but Thursday night, hours after the Nets suspended him, he relented in a post on Instagram. Quote, to all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused your pain, and I apologize, Irving said in the post.
He kissed my ass. Y'all gonna release me. Kiss my ass. Y'all gonna release me.
On Friday morning, Nets general manager Sean Marks said that there was a series of steps that Irving would have to take before rejoining the team. The conditions set by the Nets reportedly include a public apology and condemnation of the film, a $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes, sensitivity and anti-Semitism training, a meeting with Jewish leaders, a meeting with Adam Silver, and a meeting with team owner Joe Tsai.
I'd have looked them directly in their fucking face and told them to kiss the entire part of my ass. I'm not doing none of that. For what? For what? Because I said something. I posted a link on a movie I didn't make. For real? Nah.
It didn't. And that I haven't seen the link. I haven't seen the documentary. But in that story, you would think if the documentary advocated violence, it would say that. But it just said said hateful things.
I think what it is now it's just that now everyone's starting to see who the true villains are. And Kanye West exposed this. If you
And
look at what's
also,
happening, if you look at what's happening to Kanye West after he said what he said, everything that's been happening to him is because they are Jewish owned. All his media production companies he's had, they were owned by Jewish people.
well,
Shit that
the
Adidas,
Kanye West thing, yeah.
the shit that Adidas, everybody's just like, we gotta cut ties. We gotta cut ties. And the fact that nobody is standing next to Kanye for this shit bothers me. Nobody.
And you know what bothers me is the previous article kind of omitted a few words here. So they talked about the reporting from this person, Sham Sharania.
Mm-hmm.
They left out this phrasing right here because they knew, shit. They knew it didn't look good.
To demonstrate understanding, yeah, it's bullshit.
I mean, you're talking about an adult. You're talking about an adult male. You're not talking about a child to demonstrate understanding.
That's bullshit.
And they didn't use that in the previous article because they knew it looked bad, and they wanted to. Everyone wants to make Kyrie look as hateful and ignorant and stupid as possible.
Because remember this is the same guy who didn't want to take the vaccination, and they crucified him for that.
Right.
So they honestly, at this point, this is my thing. You now see who owns everything. You now see who controls everything. I'm
not on that. I'll let you take that road, but I want to say right now, I'm not necessarily on that.
You now see that nobody wants to speak out against the Jewish community. Why?
I mean,
they
Jewish
pretty much
community
own
is one thing.
Huh?
To say the Jew, I mean,
you gotta look at the situation
community.
though. LeBron won't even defend what Kyrie said. KD don't even want to. KD's not even backing his man. Everybody.
I think KD did. I did see something about KD defending him a little bit, but I haven't seen anything about LeBron.
Like LeBron, because LeBron, he came out and he could, that ass kisser. He did the same thing when the GM for the Rockets came out and said he was supporting the protesters in China. I'm like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you?
And that's probably a bigger point to bring up, right? Is the owner of the Rockets got in trouble for tweeting something totally. He just said he supported the Uyghurs or something like that. The NBA shouldn't be, supporting the genocide of Uyghurs. He got in trouble for that. So you're going to punish a guy for having a social justice stance, but you're going to.
But it doesn't align with the correct social justice.
Right.
It doesn't align with the false social justice. So
you're not going to say anything about what the Chinese government's doing.
No, because the Chinese is your daddy. That's why the Chinese own the NBA. That's why. So that's why they don't say anything.
It would help the credibility of the NBA if they were more consistent. If they didn't do business with the Chinese government, knowing the human rights violations are going. And again, maybe I'm speaking out of turn. Maybe it's not the entirety of the government, but there are certainly human rights violations.
You saw it in his Cantor. He changed his name, but in his Cantor, he had all kinds of shit last year. He had shoes and everything. I'm like, because he knows. And the thing is, here's the thing: human rights only matter when it comes to black people. Just gonna be honest with you there.
Well, I don't know. The Ukrainians get quite a lot of entitlement too.
That's because our government is supporting that dumbass country for whatever reason. Listen, this country
support.
They're outmatched. Okay, that's like you can give them all the guns and weapons you want. At some point, their big brother's going to stump their face in. And it's going to be over, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can give them all the money, all the guns in the world. If I'm bigger than you, and I have more people than you, doesn't matter what the resources you have, I'm fucking you up at some point.
I mean, if you don't think this is the United States versus Russia, take the United States out of the equation, and what happens?
Ukraine's done. Russia adds more property to their land already.
I mean, come on.
No. It's dumb. This whole thing, the whole thing with Russia is dumb. This shit is happening. Joe Biden's doing what he's doing because he's trying to show
Hey,
that.
look at that. I think they finally called it for Greg Abbott.
Of course they find it. He was smoking the hell out of this man. He had no chance. Beto needs to go sit down and mind his business now. Like you're not ever winning governor. Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, when it comes to Kyrie, look, I've said it before, and I'll say it again because it's a point worth making. It is your First Amendment right
Yeah, absolutely.
to hate someone. I don't. If Kyrie said he hated Jews, and if he said every stereotype in the book, I would not care. I care, obviously. I don't want people to hate people, but legally, it's not an issue until he advocates violence, and that's
Right.
the way you got to look at it, and that's the way it should be looked at. Okay, and I understand, the NBA as a team, the NBA, or I mean the Nets as a team, the NBA as a company. It is bad for branding. It's bad for marketing and advertisements, which is why they make this big stink of it to
Because
have
they
him
make
saying
me
these
think
things.
of it because most of the Jewish people own the networks they're on. That's why.
I'm not going there. Maybe it's
I'm
true. Maybe
going
it's not. I
there.
need to run the numbers.
I'm going there. Majority of these TV stations and the Jewish people own most of this media. So that's why, oh my God, we need to shut him the fuck up. Because if it was about a black person, if somebody posted some shit like that, this wouldn't even be an issue.
It's just not consistent.
It wouldn't be an
Like,
issue at
because
all.
other people can call, people on the right Nazis and
Mm-hmm.
this and that, and they're totally cool. But as soon as Kyrie Irving has an opinion about Jewish, and it wasn't even, he didn't even express an opinion.
He just posted a link.
To post a link to something that, to my knowledge, didn't advocate violence, only hateful views, which is what they said in the article. Is
What were the hateful views? Is what I'm trying to figure. Was it the truth? Because the people on the left, they see the truth as hate. They see accountability as hate.
And depending on what he thinks, I mean, the Black Hebrew Israelites think they are the chosen people. And I mean, I don't know enough about the situation. All I believe is the people who the first people who you would call our relatives, like a Homo sapien, was probably brown in that pocket, in the Egyptian pocket, up from everything I've gathered, from everything I know, and God knows I don't know a whole lot. I would have to guess that the first actual people that we would call like Homo sapiens living in the pocket of Egypt, over, not sub-Saharan Africa, but over Saharan Africa, were probably brown people. So this idea that like they were super dark or super like Jesus is white, like both those ideas are crazy to me.
Yeah, this shit's insane.
And that's not even what matters. Like I only mentioned that because it's like obviously the Black Hebrew Israelites think that they're the chosen people, and then the initial Jews, which is the argument, right? I think that's the argument here from like Kyrie and the Black Hebrew Israelites, is that they are the original chosen people of God and the first. I don't even fucking know. This whole thing is out of.
It's just too much. This is too much to deal with.
Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm like not saying things right because I don't know enough about it. But all I know is Kyrie Irving has only he's only posted a link, and his commandments right now, Jesus Christ, I hit this thing, I tell you. His commandments right now are apologize, condemn movie as if he's a child,
Right.
take his money, sensitivity training, which what does that even mean? Anti-Semitic training, don't hate Jews. I mean, is that essentially what it means? Meet with the Anti-Defamation League and Jewish leaders so that you can talk and
So let
give
me get
them.
this straight. Let me get this straight. So Donald Sterling said what he said about black people, about black NBA players. And all he was forced to do was sell his team. So not only was he allowed to say and get away with saying racial things. He made billions doing it, and he was no longer allowed to be in the league or go to Clippers games. Do you understand? If somebody bought my team for $3.2 billion or however much they sold for it, do you think I give a fuck if I get to come back to this bullshit? No, I don't get. I get a slap on the wrist and I get to go. No, what? Okay, what people hate me in real life? I'm a billionaire. Why do I care what you peons think of me? I don't. I don't care. So that's what I'm saying. So Donald Sterling said what he said on a recorded line. He said what he said, and he was just forced to fucking what? Forced to sell his team? He didn't have to go through any sensitivity training or anti-Semitic training or whatever. He didn't go through none of that. He just sold his team and made money, and now he's living a lifestyle somewhere with some 19-year-old chick.
And Deshaun Jackson, like I vaguely remember, he had to go through something like similar to this recently.
He said he had the same thing, and that's what I'm saying. So you can say what you want about black people, right? And nothing really happens to you. But if you say something about Jewish people, now it's an issue. Now it gets suspended. Now you gotta pay. You gotta donate to anti-hate groups. You gotta talk to this person, talk to that person. You gotta meet with Jewish leaders. That's horseshit. That's what
it goes deeper. You know, if you know about the case with reporter Shireen Abdul, of course I'm gonna fuck it up. I think it's Ahmed, but I could be getting that wrong. But Shireen Abdul Ahmed, I'm going to say for now, was a reporter who was over, covering things in Israel and Palestine, and she was shot and killed by the Israeli military, someone in the Israeli military, and she had a bulletproof. She had a vest on that said "press," or a helmet on that said "press," and she was still targeted, and clearly targeted and killed with those type of things she was wearing. And the results, they've only done an investigation so far, a private investigation through Israel, and we've been satisfied with that. And it's just all the shit that goes on with the Palestinians. And so that goes a little deeper too, like with Israel being our ally and things that go on there. So yeah, anytime you say anything, you're immediately labeled anti-Semitic, as far as like the Israel-Palestine conflict. So that kind of plays a part in it. But just the idea that, like, even if, granted, tell me Kyrie Irving hates Jewish people,
right?
That okay. All I'm going to say is okay. I would love to know why and see if he has valid reasons why. It would be worth, that conversation. But the idea that I'm going to take $500,000 from a guy because he doesn't like a certain sect of people is insane.
And he even defended. He's like nobody was here giving y'all shit when I had to go through and learn how about my ancestors and learn what they had to go through and this and that. I'm like, because it doesn't matter. Like, again, the Jewish people own a lot of. I'm gonna keep saying it. They own a lot of this fucking media. They do, and that's why things.
I do. I mean, there's a good percentage for sure.
That's why things went south for Kanye. That's why things are going south for Kyrie, because a lot of these people know, like, hey, Jewish people have big ass ties to what we do here. So we lose them, we lose a lot. And I'm like, this is dumb. And then the shot that I saw where it was like a bunch of Jewish people sitting courtside. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You probably ain't never been to a basketball game a day in your fucking life.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit.
Hey, go get the fuck. If I was Kyrie, I'd have spit right in their fucking face. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't never been to a basketball game a day in your goddamn life. You gonna sit your bitch ass at courtside. Okay, I remember that. I'm gonna intentionally fuck up this pass and make sure he hit you square in the fucking face.
Just the way the whole thing was framed, like we gotta embarrass you, we gotta make you look like a child, we gotta take your money.
They humiliated him, and they're gonna keep doing it until this shit passes.
Again, like, he didn't advocate violence. He had, and this is to say, let me wrap this up too by saying, as a private company, NBA, Nets have every right to do it. They have every right to do what they've done so far. But also, according to the law, I have every right to criticize what they've done because it's bullshit. And he hasn't done anything illegal, and you're just doing this for marketing and advertising. I'm gonna say it like for anyone. I'm not trying to be Mister, all white guy defending the blacks to look cool with the blacks. Like I'm not trying to do any of that shit. I am just trying to defend free speech to whatever the limit I believe is, and I believe you have the right to speak until you incite violence, and that's it.
That's it. That's really what it is. But we grew up. We're in this day and age where it's
Or
everybody.
you're a pedophile. You probably shouldn't talk about that either.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, I'm pulling up
That's bright.
this one will go through briefly. I don't feel too good about basking in this because this was a low point in a young woman's life.
What? This is no low point. This is deserving to be talked about.
So apparently Hope Solo, aka Hope Stevens, was arrested sometime around April for a DWI. Goalkeeper, I think former goalkeeper for the U.S. national women's soccer team. And there's a weird thing in North Carolina where you have to essentially sue the police department to get the body cam footage. Like they don't have to release it just on freedom of information type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the news outlet who got this footage had to sue the department and go to the courthouse like 7 times just to do this back and forth to get the footage.
Was it worth it?
I would think so because it really, again, it's a low point in her life. I don't wish it upon anyone, but it really exposed the entitlement and just how much of an asshole you can be when you are 3 times over the legal limit for
3 times. Shit.
for being asleep at the wheel of your running car with your children in the backseat.
Oh, I think I remember this story.
Yes. And that's the problem I have. Is I don't know if she's I should have looked it up, right? I'm maybe speaking out of turn again, as we do many times throughout the show. I don't know if she's apologized yet, but in the body cam footage, she never apologized. She was totally entitled. The officers didn't have anything better to do than arrest a mom, and she was just taking a nap. And what's the problem with that? She's the best goddamn mom in the world, and they don't know what she goes through on the day to day. Like,
ma'am, you smell like ma'am, you smell like a brewery. Okay.
Yeah, and that okay. So initially they pull up on her. The cops pull up on her. There's this Chevy Suburban or what I think Suburban, maybe Tahoe, but sitting there. It was running, and she was just asleep in the car. So the cops roll up, wake her up, and get her to turn off the car. And her freaking twin children are in the back seat while she's asleep at the wheel, drunk. And just the whole time being belligerent and entitled. And what's the problem with me taking a nap? No, I didn't have the car on. And it's, I hate that anyone had to go through it. I hate that from now on she's going to be associated.
Back in March, and now she has to relive this shit now again.
Again, yeah, exactly. So this from Nayless Bailey on USA Today. Body camera footage from Hope Solo's arrest in March, obtained by Queen City News, shows the former soccer star refusing to cooperate with police as her 2-year-old children died in the backseat.
Why did I think she was anything other than that?
Winston-Salem, North Carolina, police officer AJ Sirica pulled into a Walmart parking lot on March 31st, 2022, to find Solo asleep behind the wheel of a GMC Yukon. Okay, my bad. With the engine still running. The officer is heard in the video footage asking Solo to open the door. She informed the officer she had pulled over to, quote, take a nap because she was tired.
It's the middle of the night. What do you mean you're taking a nap? It's nighttime.
Your kids in the car. Why are you taking a nap?
So this was in March. So typically in March, it don't get dark till like almost damn near 9 o'clock. Mitch, please. What were you doing? Nah. I knew she had to be the entitled white color. God damn it.
You're killing it with the whites and the Jews tonight, by the way. I got your back. I know you don't hate them, but I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
I gotta see this entitled shit.
okay, you want to see
Fine,
some
but
of
I'm not driving.
it? Yeah, let's check out some of it.
Alright, can you open the door for me? You okay?
Yes.
An international soccer star passed out behind the wheel in a Walmart parking lot
How much did you need to drink tonight? You sure?
with her toddlers inside.
Hi, sweetheart.
And why Walmart?
Hi.
The
You would
encounter
think a
ended in a
public.
confrontation with Winston-Salem police.
Do not touch me.
If you touch me again, I'll take you to jail.
Chill.
Because I have to.
Yeah, and you put him in this position, man.
After a months-long legal battle
course,
for
the
the
cops
police
tried to make her feel
recordings,
as shitty as
we now
possible.
know what happened.
You
The night
should.
Hope Solo went to jail.
You are now
I would
under
do.
arrest for resist, delay, obstruct.
And she did do like a little spin move, tried to resist. Nate, I can't lie. I feel like if that was you, you'd be on the ground. You'd have a broken arm.
I should have been eating concrete. Don't spit away from me. I'm an equal opportunity.
No, I mean like if they were trying to arrest you, and you were spinning around like that.
First of all, I shut the fuck up. I would never put myself in a situation like that. Okay, I'm not a small guy, so the last thing I want to do is get put in a situation where I gotta get this man's scared, and nah, I'm good. I'm shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you might end up. I mean, guns are drawn.
I would rather end up with guns drawn with me shutting the fuck up than guns drawn and me running my mouth.
No, I'm just saying if that was you spinning around like that.
Probably, more likely. But I wouldn't put myself in that situation. Like people who put themselves in that situation, they deserve whatever they get. It's just
Remind the MFers how big you are. Remind the MFers what's the dimensions we're working with.
Dimensions 6 foot 250. So
It's not fucking around.
It's not. I'm not a small guy, so yeah. That's why I shut the fuck up, because the last thing I need to do is have this guy with a gun scared shit. So no, not at all. But no, I like those videos. That's the entitlement. I love those videos, especially when they go to jail. That makes it even so much. It makes it so much better.
Yeah, she is married to a blast from the past here. Former Seattle Seahawk and Tampa Bay Buccaneer Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, Jeremy Stevens need to be whooping her ass, trying to figure out why the fuck are you drunk with my kids in the back seat. I'm divorcing you, okay? This is divorce. We're not working through this. This ain't something we need. This is something we need to try to work through. No, bitch, we're done. I'm taking the kids, and you got to go fucking rehab or something.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I think she did go to rehab.
She's damn well better.
So this is a story I think we all can
finally
be we can all be a fan of here.
Hopefully they just drop the charges. Shit.
So this from MMA Junkie. Cain Velasquez granted bail by Santa Clara County judge in attempted murder case. So for those of you who don't remember, I'm sure the article claims it here. From Nolan King, Cain Velasquez is a free man now. For now. A Santa Clara County judge granted the former UFC champion bail Tuesday after a pretrial hearing that stretched nearly 13 hours over the course of 2 days. This incident is extremely serious, but appears to be isolated behavior by Mr. Velasquez, Judge Arthur Bocanegra said. You like that little twist I gave on there? Right, I'm cultured. So there is a viable heat of passion defense. Oh, heat of passion defense. Okay, I like this.
Perfect. That should be a pretty decent defense.
Terms of Velasquez's release include a $1 million bail, of course. Uncle Sam's got to get his. GPS monitoring and compliance to extended set of terms. No weapons. Yikes. TBI, CTE, outpatient treatment. Counseling, search and seizure conditions, and a protective order to stay a minimum 300 yards from alleged victims Harry Gallardi, Patricia Gallardi, and Paul Bender.
Stay the fuck away from my family, then.
Yeah, I know. Let me see if I can get to where they. Here we go. Velasquez, 40, has been jailed for over 8 months while he faces a handful of charges, including attempted murder for allegedly shooting at a car carrying. Oh, that was weird with they phrase that there. For allegedly shooting at a car carrying Ghilardi, a man accused of molesting Velasquez's 4-year-old son and striking Ghilardi's stepfather in the arm with a bullet.
We gonna go on a high speed chase. Cause I thought initially it was his like nephew or something.
I got it wrong initially because I initially it was like his kid and then someone else said it wasn't. It was like another relative. So I got it wrong.
I think the story we did on the Just Be a Dad podcast, I think initially it was his nephew. So I was like, I see it, but now that it came out to be his son, oh yeah, I'm gonna air your fucking vehicle out. You better hope I don't catch you.
Yeah, I mean either way. I got that wrong the first time.
I'm definitely doing a high speed chase. I'll do a high speed chase. Yeah, I do that.
But yeah, he chased the guy down and shot at the car, struck the stepfather in the arm.
You lucky that's all I did. I didn't beat your face in.
Yeah, this is one of those cases, man, where it's like it's hard to feel bad for the quote unquote victim.
Right. I'd rather you shoot me than beat me.
The only thing that sucks is that he shot the stepfather. I mean, the stepfather didn't rape the kid.
Hey, listen, it's casualty of war. Just casualty of war.
The stepfather probably doesn't even like the guy. The stepfather probably doesn't even like the guy.
Then you get the fuck out the car.
I've told your mother for years I've hated you, you creepy little bastard. Now you got me shot. All right.
That's insane.
So I think that finally puts a bow on the news outside of football. Let's get into some football news here.
There's been a lot. It's been a lot. There's been a lot. Yeah.
Quite a bit.
The Frank Reich firing.
Yes.
The biggest head scratcher is they hired Jeff Saturday. How do you feel about that?
I guess I'm surprised as everyone else because he's not even a part of he is a part of the coaching staff, but it seems like ish. I mean,
so you just like fuck your assistant head coach, like you get
exactly.
Fuck the defensive coordinator, fuck the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We gonna go with Jeff Saturday.
So
I feel like this is something that was in the making, though. I feel like I feel like this is something they wanted to do.
Right. Yeah, it could be. This from SportsIllustrated.com. Colts Jeff Saturday makes surprise pick for offensive play caller. With Frank Reich and Marcus Brady out, who will call plays for the rest of the season for the Colts? The Indianapolis Colts dominated the NFL headlines yesterday with a flurry of moves. This from Andrew Moore, by the way. With a flurry of moves, the Colts fired head coach Frank Reich on Monday after 4.5 seasons with the team. After parting ways with Reich, the Colts made the unprecedented move of naming Jeff Saturday as the interim head coach. Was a five-time Pro Bowl center with the Colts and helped the team win Super Bowl 51, but he has no prior coaching experience in the NFL or college. Quote, I'm excited about the opportunity, Saturday explained. I hope the fans are. I hope they know how much I care about this organization, about this community as a whole. My adult life was built here. I don't diminish this opportunity, even the slightest. Even if it is for 8 games and everybody wants to run me out of town, I believe that I'm called for a reason, and I would not have accepted it without that. I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm excited about working with those men in the locker room, the coaches here, and building something special. One of the biggest questions among many that has come up since it was announced Saturday would take over as the head coach is who would be the offensive play caller. Reich held those duties when he was in Indy, and the Colts fired offensive coordinator Marcus Brady last week. As of last night, Saturday said he was in the process of interviewing the offensive staff to see who would take over the play calling process. Saturday came to a decision Tuesday, according to the NFL. That's funny. Saturday came to a decision on Tuesday. Jeff Saturday, that is. According to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, Saturday is expected to have a pass game specialist assistant quarterbacks coach Parks Frazier takes over as the offensive play caller starting this weekend against the Las Vegas Raiders.
I mean, at least they got an easy game this week. It's nothing too
Yeah,
different.
I mean, my God, dude.
You got the Raiders, so it's not like you got the Titans or anything. You got the Raiders, so you can play with some things. You can move some people around. You can try some things. Obviously, I think I can't think his dude's name. They're gonna keep him at quarterback. Sam Ellinger. They're gonna keep him at quarterback, and they're probably gonna play. Hopefully, they get Jonathan Taylor back, but we'll see.
And you bring up the Raiders. My God.
They are a fucking dumpster fire of an
Good
organization.
luck, by the way, good luck
I
to
thought
Saturday and
Jacksonville
this
was bad.
Parks Frazier.
I
By
thought
the way,
Cleveland was bad.
Parks Frazier is 30 years old. So
I thought Cleveland and Jacksonville and the Jets were bad organizations. They don't come close to the Raiders. These motherfuckers are just horrible.
I liked Mike Mayock as an NFL analyst.
Not a
I
GM.
like John Gruden as an NFL coach. And it's no longer John Gruden. Mike Mayock is still there. And
They're a dumpster fire. The entire 2019 draft class is gone. The entire 2019 draft class is gone. How does that happen? How do you lose your entire draft class? Wasn't he a first-round draft pick?
And dude, Mayock's thing is the draft. Like, that's your job. Your job for the past however long has been watching these kids and deciding who the best one is.
And you lost your entire.
And you suck. You made no good decisions as far as the draft goes.
Henry Ruggs gone.
Gone. Cleveland Farrell, no good.
Gone.
Keep it coming. Abrams, gone. Garyon Conley, gone. What the fuck, dude? Colton Miller, I mean.
Like, how do you lose?
It's terrible.
Like, I can see, like, over a span of, like, 5, 6, 7 years, you lose people, but you lost your entire 2019 draft class in 3 years. 3 years.
And you trade. I mean, you gave away the farm for Devontae Adams, and that's turned into like 2 wins.
2 wins. Devontae Adams has done absolutely nothing for you. And
he's done fine. If you have Devontae Adams in fantasy, you've been killing it.
Oh, he's done amazing. But that's
if
it.
you're a Raiders fan, you are furious.
Your defense is shit. Your offense is even worse.
It's exciting, but they don't win. Josh Jacobs has been doing fine.
It's exciting.
That's what kills
fantasy
me.
Players?
Yeah, fantasy-wise, that's what's crazy. I'd love to have Adams or Jacobs, but my God, in real life, it's turned out to nothing.
Not in real life. Nah. If you were Raiders fans, I feel bad for y'all because y'all are getting the shaft and y'all gave up everything for Devontae Adams. So y'all don't even get first round picks.
It's not going to get better.
It only gets worse from here. It only gets worse because you got Derek Carr still. What do you do with him? Because he's playing like dog shit.
Yeah, what do you do with Derek Carr? You
can't let him. I mean, you can't. Can you let him go and start over? Is it worth it? What's the goal here? Like, where do we go from here?
You know what, Nate? I'm looking at my tabs, and I'm sorry to interrupt you like that, but I never gave Yordan Alvarez his due for the World Series. So if you don't mind, I'd like to play this real quick.
Who?
You don't know Yordan Alvarez?
Yordan Alvarez?
You're about to, my friend. So here we are. This is Game 6 of the World Series. The Phillies are up 1-0. I don't know his first name. Forgive me for not being a baseball fanatic, but Wheeler for the Philadelphia Phillies had pitched a hell of a game thus far, and they were up 1-0. Here we are, bottom of the sixth. The relief pitcher for Wheeler is in, and here we are.
On a 2-1, Alvarez. It's a high drive, center field.
Goodbye.
This game is turned upside down.
I mean, Alvarado.
Man, you know how heartbreaking that is?
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Your only job is to not do that. That's your only job, is to not get your shit smacked into the fucking center field. 450. Damn, 113 miles an hour. Jesus Christ.
He didn't just hit a home run.
He just,
He
you
hit
can
a
hear
home
it.
run. One more time.
Just
Again,
On a 2-1, Alvarez.
for those of you just listening, for those of you not that into baseball, you didn't check out the World Series, Phillies had a chance. Houston was up 3-2. Phillies were, Houston's up 3-2 in the series, but Phillies were up 1-0 in this game, bottom of the sixth. And Wheeler, like I said, was pitching a hell of a game. And again, here we are. Phillies 1-0, bottom of the sixth. Yordan Alvarez with 2 runners on base.
my question is, why would they bring him in this early? You're up.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah,
That's the question. Like, why would you? Like, if the other guy was pitching, having a great fucking game, why would you bring in his cleanup or closer? Why the fuck would you bring him in now? Like, you're only up 1-0.
2-1, Alvarez. It's a high drive, center field. Beer leans back. This game is turned upside down.
You want to see what it looks like when a man's heart breaks? That's it. That's what it looks like when a man's heart breaks. That right fucking there is what it looks like when a man's heart breaks in two. That right there.
This game turned upside down.
All you had to do
with the win in Georgia. Go Dogs!
All you had to do was just not let that happen. That was your only job. Sweet Jesus.
Pennsylvania here for the governor's race, and Shapiro, I think his name is Josh Shapiro, has a pretty good lead right now on Doug Mastriano. 71% of the vote in. Mastriano, service member. Shapiro looking like
the
Silicon Valley nerd.
So it looks like the Senate right now is flipped. It's 113-71 in favor of the GOP. And then the Senate right now it's 41-40 in favor of the GOP.
We got 71% of the vote in Pennsylvania for the Senate. Dr. Oz 48, Fetterman 49.5. We got a close one, folks. We got a close one. Oh man.
Yeah,
and you know what, too?
Look like Joe Brian Kemp is smoking the hell out of Stacey Abrams again.
The thing that's worth mentioning too is every election season that I've watched so far, since probably 2012 when Obama was rerunning, it's like you look at how they break down these states and the counties. It's like most of the counties are red, and then you have these heavy metropolitan areas of blue. And I don't care. I don't know who's right. I care about why are these two groups, right? Not white and black, not uneducated versus educated. Why are these two urban and rural groups not talking more about why they have this difference and where the compromises could be in between?
Because that's dangerous for the government, for those two people, for those two entities to be talking. So that's why they keep them separate.
It doesn't have to be like that. Things can be purple.
but it benefits the government when it is like that.
I'm fine with purple. I like purple.
Official Greg Abbott has regained his governor's seat, so he's not going anywhere for another 2 or so years. So, Beto O'Rourke, try again next time, okay?
So Martha's Vineyard, you can expect another shipment of immigrants coming your way any minute now. We got another news story here for the G-Men.
G-Men.
Safety Xavier McKinney from the New York Post laments leaving Giants in lurch after a freak accident. So this from Ryan Dunleavy. Giants star. Man, I haven't been watching the Giants enough. Giants star Xavier McKinney said he underwent surgery on multiple broken fingers after the Can-Am vehicle he was riding in one of those gator things, tilted over, and he fell on his hand while on a sightseeing tour in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, last Wednesday during the team's bye.
Oh, they're on. Oh boy, if I'm the coach, I'm on his ass. I don't give a fuck if you had surgery. You're going to get a fucking earful. Do you understand? Listen, when we were in high school, our coaches prohibited us from doing anything stupid during the season. You can't do nothing. I don't give a fuck if it's a bye week. Don't do Nathan. You
Especially
stay
if you're
your ass at
wrestling.
home. If you want to work out, go for it. No playing basketball. You sit your ass at home. You want to go work out, go your ass home. What the fuck are you doing? You're in the middle of the season. You're having a great year. And you go and you break a couple fingers.
So it sounds like
surgery.
So you're saying your football coach wouldn't have been cool with you taking a Can-Am sightseeing tour?
No.
And
If we got caught doing anything, riding a dirt bike, go-karts, anything that could possibly potentially put us in any way of getting hurt, he fucked us up for it. Just put it to you like that. It was either you're gonna bear crawl or you're gonna barrel roll or you're gonna do both all after practice. No, fuck that. No, we were. That's the craziest thing. And I remember some time back. I think the Saints had put a clause in Drew Brees' contract that he couldn't ride a motorbike. And when I first heard it, I was like, that's stupid. But now I understand why. Because you don't want to lose your best player to a freak accident like this.
Was that Drew Brees or was that Roethlisberger? Because I know Roethlisberger had the accident.
Maybe it was Drew. I don't know. I just remember a quarterback had a stipulation where they couldn't ride a motorbike anymore. And when I first heard it, I was like, that's stupid. But now I understand. Because jackasses like this and people like Jason Pierre-Paul who don't know how to fucking throw firecrackers and they're blowing fucking fingers off. So I understand. I understand now. I definitely understand why teams don't allow their players to do certain things when they're off. Like I get it. If the season's over and this is the off season, cool. Be my guest. You want to go do it, do it. But not in the middle of the fucking season. We're 6-2. What the fuck are you doing? We're 6-2.
It's supposed to be a sightseeing tour. I don't know what situation you would have been in where you
doing in a sightseeing. How did it flip?
Yeah, I think
No,
maybe a little bit more was involved there.
23-year-old safety addressed the incident that will cause him to miss at least 4. Oh no, not 4 games. We're 6-2, and when you got. Oh, listen. As soon as you're healthy, as soon as you get out of there, you're gonna run these fucking bleachers. You're gonna run till you can't run no goddamn more. Who the fuck? No. I'm sorry. Who goes to Mexico? Oh no. Nah. You should have stayed your ass at home.
So my thing is, because it does remind me of the Roethlisberger motorcycle accident. I remember Kellen Winslow Jr., the tight end there, he got in like a motorcycle accident twice. But they have every right. Again, my position is they have every right to do those things, and you as their employer apparently have every right to fine them or whatever. Like, ultimately, uh,
Don't do it during the season. I don't care what you do in the off season.
I'm
Don't
glad they did.
not during the season.
I guess my point was I'm glad they didn't fine him because he's not technically on the clock as a football player. So, the fact that he's going to miss time sucks enough, and he is kind of like, that's terrible. But I'm just saying I'm glad they didn't fine him for like conduct detrimental, blah, blah, blah.
I would have fucking fought. I'd have taxed his ass. You gonna give up some money because this is stupid. Like, for real. Like, you gonna give it. You said it's a sightseeing tour. What the fuck type? What were you doing?
We can't defend Kyrie and blast this guy in the same show.
I'm blasting the shit out of him. You put your team in. You ain't got hurt. Hurt. Okay, Kyrie. All he did was posted a harmless link to a movie he didn't create, and a movie that didn't incite violence towards another group. It just had some harmful words. Shut up. You ain't got yourself hurt, and you put us at risk here. We're 6-2. Think about that. This is the best year the Giants have had since ever.
Yeah, that's true.
And you go and you break 4 fingers? I break my foot off in your ass. No. I ain't trying to hear that. Let me would have been his defensive coordinator and I get that phone call. Boy, you're gonna hear me from time you get to the hospital to the time you leave that bitch. You're gonna hear everything.
And my arteries feel thicker every time I look at Chris Christie on the TV screen. It's crazy. This guy. Every time I see him, my blood pressure just gets high.
Jesus.
You get a little hungry. So this one was an interesting one because we've had some guys complain about turf fields and being more exposed to injuries because of turf fields compared to grass fields. So
I don't think it's gonna happen. Because you gotta think about it. You gotta look at it. Majority of college games are played on grass. So and then those injuries still happen. So I just don't get the argument. So that's just me.
Well, it's worth running the test, right? It's worth having the data to at least see if there's something there, because there are a lot of players, as this article mentions. Rashawn Gary, well, he's the one who got injured, but that prompted Devondre Campbell to be the one to say teams need to invest in grass fields and stop with this turf nonsense. So here's a tweet from Kevin Seifert. Data compiled for the NFL and NFLPA shows that injury rates on non-contact injuries to lower extremities are statistically the same on artificial turf versus natural surfaces. Important context in the ongoing debate. So there's that. There's just straight up numbers, which is good to have. Let's see some of the quotes here from players. Most recently, after the Green Bay Packers lost pass rusher Rashawn Gary to a non-contact ACL injury at Detroit's Ford Field, Packers linebacker Devondre Campbell tweeted, "I think it's time y'all take some of the money y'all make off us and invest in grass fields for every team around the league. The turf is literally like concrete. It has no give when you plant." Previously, Los Angeles Rams receiver Cooper Kupp said the difference between the two surfaces is, quote, not even close. After Seattle Seahawks receiver DK Metcalf and Los Angeles Chargers cornerback J.C. Jackson both left a game at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles with non-contact knee injuries.
Okay, so J.C. Jackson was different. He dislocated his kneecap. Like, he didn't tear a ligament. He just dislocated. You can dislocate your kneecap on grass, but he went to jump, and it wasn't like an ACL injury. But
bad news, real quick. Kathy Hochul's the projected winner for the governor's race in New York.
I just don't get. I don't know.
Lee Zeldin's probably a tool. he seems like a real awkward kind of guy. But Kathy,
Because I mean, if you look at college, like I said, if you look at the college, every majority, all their fields is grass. Like literally, like I think every SEC team is grass. I don't think none of them play on turf. Because everyone,
it'd be interesting to find out. Yeah,
there's no, I don't know not one. I don't know any college teams that play in a dome. Every team they play outside in the stadium.
The SEC championship.
Yeah, I mean outside of the SEC championship, but Alabama plays on grass, Georgia plays on grass, Missouri, LSU, everybody plays on grass. So I mean,
A&M?
A&M too? Yeah. If you wanna look at that, then you can go ahead and you can say, okay, well let's see how many knee injuries or ACL or MCLs or whatever injuries from college and compare it to the league and see.
Well, I mean, right here they did it in the NFL. I mean, according to this data, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, I mean, so I just think that it's happening more frequently, and I think that's the biggest issue. So I honestly I don't know. It's an argument, but I guess it's not an argument.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it happens on turf, that's something 2.2, right? It's just like, it must have been the turf, rather than
it just has a freak.
Literally,
Non-contact injuries are just freak ass accidents, man. It just it is a freak accident. Shit happens. It sucks, but that's the nature of the game.
So my high school field, when I initially got into high school in 9th grade, was still grass, and our track was asphalt. But then they put in a shit ton of money into having turf and like a clay track. I think it was almost like a clay track.
Well, when I moved here to Texas, it was turf. It fucking sucks, especially when you get turf burn. That shit fucking awful.
Turf burn sucks, and they used, I don't know if they did this for years.
The fucking pellets. Man.
Those the ground up tires.
Yep. Yeah. That shit is awful, especially when it's raining.
Gets in your eyes, gets everywhere.
But
when you're wet, it sticks all over you.
I mean, I don't know about as far as like I don't know. I think this is gonna be a dead argument. It's just gonna fall on deaf ears because no one's really gonna pay attention to it.
Well, yeah, because like we said, I mean, it's cheaper for the owners. Like turf is easier to maintain than grass. You don't have to do much with it.
You don't have to do too much to it.
Like, but initially, AstroTurf was a big problem because they were just putting carpet on the concrete. Like, I think the first Vikings dome or whatever, like that had that kind of surface. So yeah, we'll see how this story.
I can tell you how it's gonna play out. It's gonna play out like they're not gonna give a shit. There's nothing gonna happen to it. It's gonna be one of those things that they're gonna complain about. It's never gonna happen. So,
damn, dude, that really. I mean, I never expected Zeldin to win, but I didn't. Lee Zeldin in New York.
Oh, come on, it's New York.
I know, but
New York.
Are
you still surprised about
it? It was gonna be closer than it ended up here.
You're really surprised about New York and California? Come on.
That's the thing. Everyone left. What are you doing?
Not everyone. There's still people that live there.
You're voting for the same people who forced you to leave.
I don't know. Called the definition of insanity.
Well, you say this, and it's like, again, I said the same thing earlier about Republicans. I don't believe Republicans are the answer either. They're just like the other side right now. People are just voting against the party they don't like, not for a party they don't like.
That's pretty much what people are voting for people they don't like. They're voting against the people they don't like. That's all it is. No one's actually paying attention to what that person is running for.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
You think in our lifetime that will change?
No, never. It will never change.
That sucks.
That's definitely unfortunate, but no, it'll never change.
Maybe when we're like about to kick the bucket, we need to do some
because remember the kids who receive participation trophies are now adults, and they're now raising participation trophy kids who are now going to be gender neutral and confused as fuck about what they are. And then they're going to grow up and raise more shit stains. And then those shit stains are going to grow up to raise more shit stains. And it's going to be a revolving cycle. So it's never going to change.
That's unless you and I, maybe TJ,
The fuck we supposed to do?
we're gonna form a coalition, a little fight club, and start blowing up credit card companies.
Yeah,
Allegedly, metaphorically. I would never say that literally, because that would probably get you kicked off YouTube for saying something like that.
Probably.
But if you were metaphorically gonna blow up a credit card company and you were speaking about like Fight Club stuff and not real stuff, I feel like that'd be an interesting idea.
Maybe
When we're all old and Danny Glover and Robert De Niro age, that'll be our bucket list.
Hey, we'll see.
Nate, what do you say we get into some scores from this past week?
Yes, college. It was a great week. This college.
That's right. How could we forget?
Can't forget.
No such thing as Rocky Top.
We spanked that ass. They couldn't do shit. Nothing. They had no chance in hell. They came into that place and got their asses whipped.
So before we brag about the Dogs, we might as well mention that the Huskies of Washington beat the Beavers of Oregon State, and that's a big game in the Pac-12. We got 7-2 Washington, 6-3 Beavers. So I'll say Beavers every chance I get with speaking about a sports team, because I'm speaking about a sports team. Cox and Beavers, sports teams.
Man, this is a fun game. This is a very fun game. I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely nervous coming into this game, just based on the firepower Tennessee had. And my only concern was, how is my defense going to respond to this game? And they responded accordingly. 195 yards. This team averaged 50 points a game. And they came in, we held them to 13 points. Hendon Hooker was getting his ass assaulted.
Yeah, when Nate says 195 yards, that was the total passing yards for Hendon Hooker, a guy who's been tearing it up all season long.
Right. Jalen Wright didn't have anything with 69 yards. And then Jabari Small. Yeah, so we pretty much held them to little to nothing.
How about this for the distribution, too? I mean, Georgia's got like 6 guys here who carried the ball.
Dude, that's what we do.
3.
We always run. We run the ball. That's what we do. We run the ball, and then that helps our pass game. So, for me, honestly, dude, like I said, I was concerned coming into this game with the defense. The defense showed up, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Offensively, we had a lot of big plays, and we just kept our foot on the gas. So it was an all around good game.
That's a great name.
Ladd McConkey.
Ladd McConkey. He's a Wes Welker type receiver, but he can get behind the defense. Stetson Bennett is a real story. I mean, talk about a guy who should not have all the things he has at his back right now. He will be worse than Jake Fromm in the NFL.
Yeah, the thing is that he's more consistent than Jake Fromm, but he still has his days. Everybody remembers the Missouri game.
He's gonna be one of those guys when you watch the combine next year. Stetson Bennett will be one of those guys throwing passes to them in the gauntlet just to make sure all these scouts can see him throwing a ball. But it will be all fun.
I don't think there's no life after football after college for him. I don't. He's 5'10", he's like 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" at the tallest. Yeah, he's good. If he makes it, he has to be as good as Drew Brees, and he's not that.
He'll kill it in the real estate game.
Yeah, he probably will. He most definitely will.
And JD Vance, they checked him off already. Takes Ohio. Look at that. There you go, Nate. That's a big one. We got to come back to the Walker Warnock. That'll probably be a runoff, but that'll be interesting. And then Oz and Fetterman. Man, I'm still bummed Hochul got. This is a woman who, during the pandemic, asked the people in the audience to be her disciples and said that the people, her disciples, she's a religious nut. I got no problem with religion, but don't be a religious nut when you're a governor of a state. She asked her disciples to condemn the people going against God, aka the anti-vaxxers.
Jesus Christ.
And this woman is the governor of the state of New York.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it's a close one between Herschel and this other guy.
Oh, we got JD already kissing Trump's ass here on stage. Oh boy. That's a good one. Trump, sorry for anyone who was rooting for Ron DeSantis in 2024. Those dreams are dead.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be all right.
With the
continue to run that great state of Florida.
A single nickname killed any chance Ron DeSantis had for running in 2024. Old Ron DeSanctimonious, according to Trump.
Jesus.
What a guy. What a guy. Went from being the celebrity apprentice to a warrior for the working class. Oh boy. Yeah, let's go to these college scores here. So Georgia takes care of Tennessee. That was an awesome game. And sorry, Clay Travis. You know, didn't work out the way you wanted. Clay Travis, he's a big Tennessee guy.
Ohio State struggled against Northwestern, which is kind of. I think the only reason why they struggled against Northwestern was because of the fucking win. Did you see the win in that game?
No, I didn't see that. But back to I think the latest rankings have Georgia 1, right? Before we go further?
Of course.
Okay.
You have to. I think Ohio's still 2, Michigan is there, and TCU is there.
Okay. Yeah, TCU, that's right. They're back. They're in the mix now. Ohio State beat Northwestern 21-7.
Clemson got that. I knew Clemson was going to lose at some point.
Wow. The quarterback.
I just didn't expect Notre Dame to do it.
Northwestern had 79 yards.
Dude, so the win in that game, so the kickers were kicking, right? Doing warm-up. The kicker kicked the ball, and it stopped about halfway before it got to the goalpost.
So there was no passing in this game.
Because of the wind.
Wow.
They couldn't throw the ball. There was no passing. That wind was that bad. Like you couldn't throw the ball. All you can do is run it. Throwing it was just pointless.
Mian Williams, probably said that name wrong. 111 yards for Ohio State. Evan Hull, 122 for Northwestern. All for naught. Wow. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're talking, 155 total passing yards between the two.
That's how bad that win was, dude. It was bad out there.
That's crazy.
It was a bad game.
That's my high school coach's dream, to just run the ball over and over again. Notre Dame. You take the Notre, I'll take the Dame. Beats Clemson. Wow, number 4 ranked Clemson. Didn't see this.
No one saw that. I didn't see that, but hell, they came through and they helped out a lot of people.
With a punt block for a touchdown. Damn. Number 5, Michigan, absolutely routing the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
I think they got Ohio State in I think is either this week or next week. It's Ohio. I think it's next week. They have Ohio State.
Oh, the game is next week.
Yeah. I think it's next week. So I think everyone's gonna be tuning in that game because that's gonna be Michigan's 5, Ohio State's 2. So Michigan beat them last year. We'll see if they can do it again this year.
I like that Chuck Schumer is sweating a little bit. I mean, he's going to win for sure, but I like that there's a little bit of competition there with Pinion. The Wolverines 52-17 over the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. LSU. How about this? Another upset on Alabama.
Another one.
Wow, 32-31. The Tigers just sticking it to the Crimson Tide.
Sad.
What happens here? I mean,
I saw an article.
Views in the top. There's reverberations.
I saw an article that said that Bryce Young is the only potential first round draft pick on that Alabama's offense this year. And that's never, and you've never heard that in the years since Alabama's been good. They always have multiple first round draft picks on offense.
Wow. Yeah.
They
I'm gonna have to go back.
I hope
probably
this
go back
recruiting
before Julio.
class is good.
I think you would have to go back before Julio. I mean, when you talk about
Yeah, probably.
Julio, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Derrick Henry, Eddie Lacy,
Mark Ingram was
Trent
one.
Richardson.
So
Wow.
this is gonna be the first time in some years that they only had one.
The TCU Horned Frogs, 34-24 over the Texas Tech Red
They
Raiders.
dropped 21 in the fourth quarter. Shit. Dude,
Oh, wow.
Oregon has been looking great since
Bo Nix. I'm
since
hearing he's
we-
a Heisman candidate.
Since we've beat that ass week 1, they have been on fire. And Bo Nix has been playing like he's been playing like a Heisman candidate.
Love it.
Just make sure he doesn't have to play SEC teams, because then he's going to forget how to play football.
It's going to happen, and unfortunately, he's going to get shown again. That's the way the
Forget how to
system
play
is.
fucking football.
USC 41-35 over the Bears. Bruins. That's right. Bruins. Oh no, Cal Golden Bears.
Cal
Yeah,
Bears.
that's right. They're the Cal Golden Bears, and then we got the UCLA Bruins 50-36 over Arizona State. Wow. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, from what I understand, is quite a dynamic little quarterback. Texas 34-27 over Kansas State. 13th ranked Kansas State, by the way. Utah beats Arizona 45-20. Penn State 45-14 over Indiana. Michigan State. Yes, that's right. Sparty takes down the Illinois
Illini.
Yes.
I hate
Great
their
name.
names. I hate their names so much.
23-15. North Carolina 31-28.
They're undefeated in the ACC. They quiet. It's a quiet undefeated.
Yeah, wow. Tar Heels, yeah. 17th ranked. Kansas knocking out Oklahoma State, 18th ranked Oklahoma State, 37-16. Rock Sock Jayhawks, Tulane over Tulsa, 27-13.
You see it. Don't skip it.
Syracuse lost to Pittsburgh, 19-9. 20th ranked Syracuse. It's only going to get worse from there. You know what?
It's only down from this point.
6-3 Qs, 3-2 in the ACC. NC State 30-21 over 21 ranked Wake Forest. We got 22 and 21 ranks right there. And then UCF taking care of business against Memphis 35-28. All right, what a weekend in college football, huh? Now to the big boys. Now for the reason you all came. NFL scores. Let's get to it.
It was rough this week.
In case you didn't know, the Eagles still undefeated.
100%, bro. I have to retract. I had to recant a statement that I made last week. The Eagles are the best team in the NFL. The Bills are not the best team. After what I saw on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean the Jets. That's a good point. But the
Jets,
Eagles,
the Jets are a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're a great team. But
yeah,
you've been dominating teams all year, and you couldn't dominate the Jets. You couldn't dominate Zach Wilson. I mean, hell, the Patriots able to do that.
Zach Wilson, no Brees Hall. I mean, God,
Honestly, Sauce Gardner is the best defensive player that was drafted this year.
Ooh, is Tudor Dixon in trouble in Michigan? Or I mean, Gretchen Whitmer? That'll be interesting to follow. Governor's race there in Michigan. Yes, the Jets, and then okay, here's what I wanted to mention. That's right. Right after the draft, after Philadelphia had acquired AJ Brown in that trade, the Jalen Hurts MVP odds were still 40-1, but he was by far the most popular MVP bet from the draft going forward. So
Yeah,
anyone who got in early on Hurts MVP odds, good for you because it's looking pretty good right now.
I don't see.
God damn it, Chuck Schumer. Damn it.
Yeah, so the Eagles look good. They look good defensively. Their defense, the defense really won that game from. The offense didn't do too much. They were able to run the ball, but the defense came up with a couple of clutch interceptions, some big stops. But the one thing I did see is either Damian Pierce is one hell of a running back, or your defense needs to figure out how to stop the run.
Well, that was part of the issue. Your man, our man, Big Jordan Davis, is going to miss a few weeks.
That's right. I forgot he's out for a couple weeks.
Yeah. And he's obviously he's been pretty crucial in run defense. So
yeah, because Damian Pierce dude, he ran through your goddamn defense.
He had a nice day.
This shit had me stressed the fuck out.
Oof.
So
tell us about
Austin Eckler fumbles late.
Chargers Falcons.
Okay, he fumbles. We recover it. They call it a fumble. Why this fat piece of dog shit fumbles the ball, gives it back to the Chargers? How do you fumble running the ball? How? Tell me that.
Now, who got the fumble, Algier or Huntley?
No. We were on defense.
Oh.
Fumbles the ball. One of our defensive linemen picks it up and runs, gets about 10, maybe 15 yards, and fumbles the fucking ball. He dropped it. Just dropped it. Nobody touched him, nothing. Just dropped it. I'm like, you see why you fat asses on fucking defense. So that gave the Chargers the ball back. They go down, get in field goal range, kick the late to end the game. I was like, this is bullshit. So now we're back in second place because of what happened on Sunday. So there's that.
A single yard from 100 yards for Algier.
Yeah, but he played. Tyler Algier's starting to come into his own. I think they got to keep. They're gonna have to split him. If you split the touches between Cordero Patterson and Tyler Algier, then you can keep Cordero Patterson on the field longer, and you can get him healthy. You can keep him healthy. So,
do you predict the same backfield next year, or do you think they're gonna swap out?
Cordero Patterson's not gonna go anywhere. And then the thing is, like Tyler Algier and Caleb Huntley, they're improving as runners. Like they're fucking improving tremendously. So we may have some decisions to make going into next year.
I mean, Patterson came back in a big way for this game. Had 2 touchdowns.
Big way. So, and I think at some point, I want to say it, but I can't see it happening because we're not passing the ball. Like we don't like Marcus Mariota is not lighting it up in the passing game.
Right.
And should though because of our running game. But for whatever reason, all Arthur Smith wants to do is run the fucking ball. Yeah, see, he went for 12 for 23, 129 yards and no touchdowns. Like you can't win like that. Like you can't win throwing 129 yards. You can't. There's no fucking way. Like, he has 10 touchdowns on a year.
Yeah.
Like you can't. You there's no way you can win like that. So I don't think Desmond Ridder is going to see the field this year, but there's a high possibility he might.
He's thrown for more than 250 yards once.
And that's you
Which-
can't win that way. You can't fucking win that way.
Well, to be fair, they are like still in the hunt. I mean, they've been winning games.
I mean, yeah, we're I think we're 4-5 now. We're a game behind Tampa, but I mean, we gotta be able to throw the ball. We can't just run the ball. We gotta be able to throw it too.
How about that 3-touchdown game against Carolina? Huh? Feels like forever ago.
Yeah, with 2 interceptions. That shit's bad. Looks bad on you.
And I mean, kind of like, doesn't get very many big plays. Got the 175-yarder here against the Bengals, but
Yeah, everything else is short. So
very methodical.
I think we might figure. Well, I think we're gonna figure it out. But it was a heartbreaking loss. But
Held Eckler 47 yards on the ground. That's impressive.
I mean, our run defense. Our defense is great. Like they've been playing great defense. It's just offense, man. Like you got to put points on the board for us.
I mean, what is this? What is all this?
Kyle Pitts 2 for 27. See what I'm saying? Like you have talent, but you're not using them. So
That's horrible.
That's awful. It's fucking awful. So.
Man. So the Falcons got to figure it out because they're definitely still in the hunt to win this division.
Yeah.
And the Chargers need to get Keenan Allen and Mike Williams back.
Right, exactly. This game was fun.
This was a fun game.
Dolphins in Chicago was a fun game.
I was expecting a turd fest.
Justin Fields is improving. Ever since that boring ass Redskin game Commanders game he played in, their offense is looking better. Now they got Chase Claypool.
Watch that be the reason that we get.
He looks more comfortable in the offense now. He doesn't look like he's forcing shit. Like he's in his natural element. But the Dolphins have the best wide receiver tandem in the league right now. Between Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, they got the best tandem. If Tua's arm was a smidge better, just a smidge, they'd be fine.
I mean, these guys get the ball in their hands within 5 yards, and they're going to make someone miss. So
yeah, but if you watched, I've watched a couple of Dolphins games, and there's been so many passes where if that ball is in front of Tyreek, that's a touchdown.
Yeah,
Tyreek has to come back for the ball.
Yeah, no, he underthrows a criminal amount. Like,
yeah, a lot.
You can see it this past game. I mean, Tyreek is 2-3 steps beyond his guy, and he still has to slow down.
And he got to stop and slow down and come back for it. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, they rack up yards, but at the same time, just imagine how much more yards you can have if this ball is in front of me.
The Bengals.
Just fuck the Bengals. The Bengals didn't do shit. Joe Mixon did what he was supposed to do. He went with 5 touchdowns. I'm so happy. Whoever had to play Joe Mixon this week in fantasy, I feel bad for you.
Just so you know, by the way, MFers, Nate and I, we are still kicking in our fantasy league we're in with Strikeout Beer. We're alive.
I'm barely alive. I'm hanging on.
It's not going well, but anything can happen.
You never know. It may be a turnaround.
I had to make the heartbreaking decision of dropping Taysom Hill this past week for Isaiah Likely.
Taysom Hill, and then he didn't do anything because who did? I think it was Kenyon Drake that was the star of Monday night.
Yep, really dumb move. Shouldn't have dropped Taysom Hill. In a free league, it's so much more fun to have him. And Isaiah Likely literally had 1 catch for 1 touchdown, and that was it. So they just kept Taysom Hill. Oh, well.
This was the most surprising game.
We haven't given up. Just so the MFers know, I'm making moves every week to try and stick in this stupid league. So
This is probably the most surprising game of the week.
Yes.
Green Bay versus Detroit.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers looked awful.
Oh.
Green Bay is going to regret not making a more aggressive moves to get him some wide receivers. I mean, at the very least, try to get him some, I don't know, some bench players, something, some second, some good solid players. Second and third string receivers.
Yes, and those guys, those second and third string receivers are all hurt. So now he's working with fourth string receivers.
And then they just lost Romeo Doubs. He's gone.
Right.
So now they have Christian. What's his name?
I think he got a concussion again.
So he got another concussion. Oh my God! So now he don't have nobody to throw the ball to but tight ends.
It's slim pickings. I mean, we're talking a limping Alan Lazard and what's left of Sammy Watkins.
There's nothing left of Sammy Watkins. I'm pretty sure that there's some wideouts that have been sitting at home that you can call that can perform. That you can give them like, hey, listen, I just need you to come in and play for the rest of the year. Because Randall Cobb ain't gonna come. Randall Cobb's gonna be out for a while. He's still out for a little longer.
Yeah.
They don't have, and even with Randall Cobb he's not the same Randall Cobb.
No, definitely not. He can run, he'll get open, catch the ball, but he's not going to take it to the house like he used to be able to.
And then you have who you have? Aaron Jones got hurt.
He used to be like a Debo level. Like you could hand him the ball, you could pass him the ball.
Not no more. And now you got Aaron Jones who left the game in a walking boot. So,
right.
And then they lost. So they lost Rashawn Gary, and then they lost another DB. They lost a DB. I can't think his fucking name. He went to Georgia. I can't think his name. But yep, they lost him. Mm-hmm. He was carted off the field on Sunday with an ankle injury.
Oh. Yeah,
so they're hurting.
Man.
And they're sitting at 3-6 now. That's you can go ahead. Minnesota's winning that division hands down. That you don't have a shot at coming back from that.
We'll get to them, but I can't believe that record.
Colts are still shit as always.
Yeah, the Patriots just beat up on the Colts at home. Rookie quarterback making his.
You know how Bill Belichick feel about rookie quarterbacks?
Yeah, spanked him. And it wasn't anything like you see here. I mean, Mac Jones only had 147 yards. Stevenson didn't go off.
He didn't have to. The defense did.
Actually, I mean, if you had Nick Folk, that's the guy who went off for fantasy. I mean, I think it had like 4 field goals.
Right. The Bills and the Jets was a close game. It's a good game.
But as you can see, it wasn't your Brady versus Manning battle of old.
But as you not that close. No, it'll never be that way anymore.
Those were so fun.
Yeah, they was absolutely fun. But you'll never see those games again. But this game here, Bills and the Jets, as you can see, there's not a single Jets player in that stat column right now.
Talk about a wake-up call. This is what you
Josh
call
Allen, 2 interceptions and no touchdowns.
This is winning ugly, folks, right here.
Let me see what
154 yards. Michael Carter, 76 yards.
What did Zach Wilson did throw a touchdown.
Yep.
How many yards did what's his name have? Did Stephon Diggs have?
93.
93 and no touch. Sauce Gardner did his thing.
How about Sauce? Actually, I can't.
Gardner
did
his thing.
For whatever reason, I want to be on the contrarian side of Sauce. I don't want to like him, but kid's knocking it up. He's locking it up.
He locked it up and he handled his business against Stephon Diggs. So he didn't give up a touchdown. So hey, that's a win.
And no doubt as to who the number 1 target is in New York right now. Garrett Wilson's getting all the love.
Yeah, I don't. What happened to fucking Elijah Moore? Like he was the star last year.
What happened to Elijah Moore, Corey Davis? Like where are
they? Elijah Moore was the man last year, and then now he's fucking nowhere to be found.
So I mean, the Jets just upset game, trap game, whatever you want to call it. But they're 6-3 now, and the Bills are 6-2. So
Yep.
of course you will.
Vikings and
Here we are.
Commanders.
Just as Nate was talking about a minute ago, these 7-1. Did anyone know that? I had no idea.
I didn't know they were 7-1, but Taylor Heineke
7-1.
is making a name for himself.
You think so?
Taylor Heineke is making a name for himself.
He's
If you
more
give
popular
him,
than Wentz.
if you give Taylor Heineke a good offensive line, I feel like he can be a starter in this league. Because he's playing good behind a bad offensive line as it is. If you give him a better one, you're gonna have an all-star in your hands. I mean, shit, he 149 and 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I'll take that. The touchdown ratio, the touchdown interception ratio is pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I think they're going to go with Heineke for the rest of the year. Even if Wentz is healthy, they're
You
putting
have
Wentz
to.
in.
You can't put Wentz in. You got to go with Taylor Heineke for the rest of the year. You just have to.
Yeah. And again, Minnesota, 1:00 games, doing well. Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson. How about that? 9 catches in his first game as a Viking. So
Hey, you gotta pull your weight.
that's pretty sweet. That's a pretty sweet indication for fantasy. Nice. Oh yeah, back over here. Raiders Jags 20-27, the game we talked about earlier. Travis Etienne only getting better and better every week.
The Raiders are shit. They are shit water. That's what they are. Like they are the worst kind of just. I feel bad for Raiders fans because they came into the season this year. Oh, we got Devontae Adams, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. You still got Derek Carr as your fucking quarterback.
And all this talk, all the coaching change, and Devontae Adams and this and that has led to
Didn't do shit. You're 2-6 now. Are they 0-5 on away games?
Yep.
Fucking dog. And the thing is, like, give Josh Jacobs the ball. Let him run the ball.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand that. Why are you running? Why are you Josh McDaniels knows this.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna be fired for the end of the year.
The very exciting Seattle Seahawks, another team I had predicted in the bottom 5 next year.
Geno Smith, man. Geno Smith is balling out right now.
Dude.
Geno Smith is making the Seattle Seahawks look like geniuses for trading away Russell Wilson.
Especially because the Broncos look terrible.
Because I for sure thought the Seahawks were going to be fucking god-awful when coming into this year. But shit, Geno Smith was like, nah, I've been here long enough to know I can do this.
Got the in that game, I mean, Smith killed it. Their rookie Kenneth Walker continues to just show out.
Dominate. That was a great pick for them. That was a really good pick for them.
Noah Fant actually finally showing up on the score sheet for fantasy owners.
I forgot he played for them.
For those who haven't given up on him many games ago.
You should have gave up on him after week 1.
DeAndre Hopkins
is the guy. Will Gisley is the guy out there now.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Disley, that's his name. He's shit. Where's Noah Fant? Oh, he had 5 for 95. What?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, he really did show up.
Showed up in this game. Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins, not a whole lot of yards in this game, but has not disappointed since coming back from suspension. He's been
for his fantasy, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. DK Metcalf, another guy I was down on before the draft. Geno, I thought no way he's going to support that, but here he is. It's Tyler Lockett's been doing very well if you've caught his last few games. So Seattle's kicking, man. Seattle's kicking. Next game we have on the slate was Rams Buccaneers. That's right.
This game was shit.
Somebody had to win.
Awful. This game was extremely this is just terrible game.
Brady throws last-minute TD pass. Bucks beat Rams 16.
The only touchdown of the game. The only touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came in the last 9 goddamn seconds of the game.
Well, he was pretty excited about it, that's for sure. He even said it was fucking awesome in the press conference.
The game was awful. It's a terrible ass game. The Rams don't look like Super Bowl champions. They're definitely going to miss the playoffs this year. They're not making the playoffs at all.
Well, if you are a fantasy owner of Leonard Fournette, what are you thinking right now?
Let him the fuck go.
Whew, that's a tough one.
Same thing with Cam Akers. His bitch ass 5 touches for 3 yards. What is wrong with you? You lucky now you won't know why you're in a damn doghouse. This game,
Sunday night game was pretty sweet.
a pretty fun game. Derrick Henry is Derrick. He is that guy. He's still that guy. He is that guy. So, but the defense fell a little short. Patrick Mahomes did Patrick Mahomes things to win the game.
It was essentially like read option and Derrick Henry direct snap all night long for Tennessee, and they still almost won the game.
Malik Willis. I can't. I don't know what to say. I don't want to call the kid out yet. I don't want to say he looked bad. I'm going to say it's his first start. He went against a good Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
Some of the throws he was making were questionable.
He made a throw, a back shoulder throw to one of his tight ends.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, to get them down near the goal line, and
he had some positive plays, but
you never want to judge a guy based on one play. But knowing that you can do that is awesome.
Overall, he's got some work to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But a lot of exciting tools to work with. And then finally, the Ravens 27-13 over the New Orleans Saints, who are looking pretty good under Andy Dalton, but not good enough as Kenyon Drake and the boys take home this victory from New Orleans. And it was just like a running domination game all night long.
Pretty much. That's what the Ravens do. Kenyon Drake had 93 yards. Lamar had 82. You serious?
And for anyone who, maybe you're a Lamar hater or this and that, like there's a video going around right now on social media of him meeting up with a young fan who has a heart condition. And apparently one of the last things that he wanted was to meet Lamar Jackson. And just try to watch that video. I'm not even going to pull it up, dude, because I'll start crying. But try to watch that video without,
Being able to run a 4-3
tears rushing down.
from this is a huge skill set to have. But at the end of
big, in my book, big props, big respect to Lamar Jackson for doing things like that, making people's day. And Nate, that's the scores, my man. You got any? Any previews next week? What's coming up for Atlanta you'd like to talk about?
Man, we got the Panthers again.
That's right. Thursday night football.
Yeah. So
we need to stream.
Yeah, I think we will because I definitely have time now. So we definitely do that. My only critique of this team right now is we need to throw the ball more. We need to start taking shots down the field. Keep the defense honest. Show them like, listen, we gonna throw this bitch down the field, and you gotta respect it. Because if not, we just gonna keep dealing with the 8 in the box. They gonna dare us to throw the ball. They gonna make Mariota throw it. Like we don't really have a choice at this point. Like we can run it consistently, but you can't win the games by running the ball.
Your past 2 first-round picks have been guys who catch the ball, so it's time to use them.
Yep, absolutely. So hopefully we can get something going. We play with this. Obviously, the Panthers want revenge after what happened to them 2 weeks ago. So we gotta be prepared for it.
Baker Mayfield? Question mark.
Nah, that's PJ
Sam
Williams.
Darnold has been practicing? Question mark.
Yeah, no, they already said it's gonna be PJ Williams.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
What a mess, dude.
I think they're gonna stick because he's been kind of the hot hand right now. So I think they're gonna stick with PJ Williams until he gets to a point where he starts royally fucking up.
I mean, I think Sam was a first overall pick. Or close to us. So you got at least
Yeah,
two,
I think so. I think he was top two. He
at
had to be
least
top
two
two, top three.
picks. And your best option right now is PJ Walker. How do you like that? How do you like where you are right now in the NFL?
That's your best option. So
Oh shit, man. Well, MFers, I mean, I'm gonna hit the old lo-fi right here. And what an episode. Guys, I hope you are satisfied with whatever you did today, whether you voted or not. I hope you feel like it was the right decision. I hope you want more parties. I hope you want more candidates to get the best ones possible for our future, for your kids' future, yada, yada, yada. It's important, you know? It's a lot of game, it's a lot of show, it's a lot of dog and pony and whatnot, but maybe eventually someone will make enough of a difference to make it make sense.
right.
All we can do is keep talking our shit and bring a little bit of comedy in the mix while, you know. Guys, we love you. We love the show. Nobody watched for most of the shine because I say things like shine when I mean show and time mixed together. But yeah, I love doing this.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Nick.
Always.
MFers. See you next time.